Ladies and gents, welcome. My name's Justin Hast. I'm a watch writer, photographer, and primarily a watch lover. Today, I've been invited to Bonhams here in London to discuss a number of pieces by the head of the department, Jonathan Darracott. He hasn't yet shown me the watches, so it's going to be a surprise for me, as it is for you. Let's get into it. Jonathan.
Good to see you.
Lovely to see you. Thank you so much, as always. A real pleasure to be back. I thought we had some watches to discuss.
We do, and here they are.
We do! Right, here we are, folks. Let's dive straight in. Immediately, I know what caliber I think is inside this. So this is a JLC 101, which was the world's smallest caliber?
Absolutely, yes.
But actually, when you look at the dial itself, it doesn't say JLC on it.
It doesn't. It says some other brand on there, which is...
It's got Cartier, but it's the smallest application on the dial I think I've ever seen. At the very top of the dial, it says Cartier. So tell us a little bit about this, John.
So made for Cartier by JLC, and then the case is very typically Art Deco. It is one of the most elegant watches that you can get, and the fact that it's the 101, it means that the movement is stacked. That's how they've managed to reduce the sizes, and it's an extraordinary thing. Yeah.
It is quite something. I think we have to touch on the fact that Cartier at the moment seem to be
white hot,
untouchable. Yeah. Well, funny enough, this model was something the Queen wore, the late Queen.
Yes, indeed, and it was one that she favoured, and I think she actually wore it during her coronation day.
It's incredibly beautiful, incredibly elegant. It feels very much of the moment. I'm sure it'll do really, really well. Next up, we've got a Rolex. Now, I knew that there was a Rolex in there, right? I just wasn't prepared for what we've got here. I was expecting a sports model.
And we could have bought you endless sports models. We could have bought you diamond encrusted sapphires, the whole works, and we've got them in the sale. But this is actually my favourite type of Rolex, nicknamed the Padaloni, because it supposedly looks like a frying pan. It's got a big, wide, expansive dial, but it's very clear. It's very interesting.
Are you seeing more interested in this particular era from Rolex? Because of course it is a sort of niche part of collecting.
Having watches that are in good condition of this rarity, it means that you don't see them very often. It's a very wearable and it's a very interesting watch.
Next up, something that's a little bit more modern, but from a maker that again, and much like Cartier, has been enjoying rise in the last couple of years, FP Journe. This is also aesthetically beautiful and complicated.
Yes.
What have we got here?
So that's the FP Journe. And I always get this wrong every time I say it. No, you're going to have to say it for me.
Chronometer resonance.
Resonance, thank you. Resonance. So Breguet introduced the idea of using two balance wheels together, which is what this is based on. And what I particularly love about it is the symmetry within the movement and the symmetry within the dial. It's aesthetically pleasing as well as being actually horologically quite a complicated piece.
And the very basic premise is that these two movements alongside each other will effectively regulate one another for increased accuracy. This is a 40mm platinum case as well, so you've got some real heft on the wrist. Yeah, really beautiful. And the thing about Journe is, until you actually handle the watches, you don't fully appreciate just how incredible the build quality is.
And they are artisan pieces. The whole ethos about it is it's made from a watchmaker's perspective. And Mr. Journe was he was a watchmaker. He came through the restoring side of things, so he really understands what makes things interesting.
And finally, Jonathan, we have a Hoya. Ooh, there we go. There is an F1 link there.
There is most definitely an F1 link there.
Wow, look at that, folks. That's a beauty, and I tell you what, a bracelet like you see very, very rarely. What have we got here, John? This is beautiful.
So this is the Carrera, and this was actually given to Terence Regan, who was the manager of Team Surtees, and it was given by Jack Hoyer, and it was one of 6 that was given at the time. So this makes this an exceptionally rare watch, and the connection with the F1 is undeniable. It's come through the family and it is just in great condition.
It's a case shape that's instantly recognisable. It's got a Mevermox sort of vibe to it, almost a Genta constellation from the era, but instantly recognisable. Very, very
70s
beautiful.
tonneau shape. Yeah, absolutely.
Stunning.
Yep.
And then of course the contrasting subdials, which you can see from across the room.
There is.
If you needed to.
Yeah.
Jonathan, thank you very much. We have got a little bit of everything there. So lovely to see you as always.
And you.
Guys, thank you very much as always for joining us, and all the best for the auction.